I just wanted to show you a few of the user interface aspects of the Kyocera DuraXV Extreme. So I've got an application called Vysor, Vysor, that mirrors Android devices and other devices, I believe. But basically, I just have my phone plugged into a USB cord, and basically a USB cord that supports data transfer, and I've allowed it to be mirrored, and so it just appears here on my desktop. This allows me to interact mostly with messages in a little easier way. For example, if I go to menu and I go to message, I can see like a sample message, and if I wanted to reply, I could just type it out. And then I could hit send and so on. Now, here's a case where I can't. See this button right here? This corresponds to a button that's not part of the D-pad on my device. It's like a different button, so I just have to hit it manually on the phone. Okay, what else is interesting about this? So there's kind of a really interesting feature. Let me first show you something. So if you install SDKs, they appear here under Business Tools. And the one that I really only wanted is Audible, because I listen to a lot of audiobooks. And this is how it looks, right? So if you've got like if you've got the screen mirrored here and you're using your mouse, you can easily start and stop things, right? And it works quite well. You can go back and so on. But remember, the flip phone doesn't actually have a mouse. It's just a D-pad controller. So there's just like this other app. Let me go to it. That is, what the heck is that called? It's the Apps for Flip Cursor. Basically, I don't really know that there's a UI for it, to be honest. But you press the star key 3 times to enable or disable the mouse, and it switches through to like different mouse modes. Let me see if I can demonstrate it here. I'm going to operate the phone. So now see, it's in mouse mode. Now you can't really see this, but I'm holding, well, maybe you can in the webcam. Anyway, I'm holding the D-pad down, and I can kind of use it as an actual mouse. I'm not using my cursor on the Vysor emulator. I'm just using it here, and this allows me to interact with the app. So this is something that blows my mind. You notice how there's a little icon tray at the top? You can only access it in mouse mode on this, and if I click once, it'll just pop down there. But if I double click twice using the like menu button, pops open with a super easy way to start my Audible book. And then bookmark. Hey, this is where I left off. Now, let's say I want to switch back to D-pad mode. I'm going to hit the star 3 times. Now it's in scroll mode. This is actually different than mouse mode. Scroll mode is like if you need to scroll down on a web page. Now I'm back in D-pad mode, and my cursors are going to work as normal. So that apps for flip little thing allows you to interact with apps that normally you would only be able to interact with through a mouse. Anyway, this is not like impressive functionality, but the fact that you can do this on the flip phone is kind of nice, because I can't type very fast on these things. And if you look at the phone, see if I can show it there, right? It's the number keypad, 9 digits or something, or 12 or whatever. And then for each one where you want to type a letter, you got to like cycle through to that. It's extremely tedious, but in a way that's sort of by intent of getting the phone. So I wouldn't be interacting with a bunch of apps and texting all day, right? I'm like purposely downgrading, but I didn't want to downgrade too much because I still want to listen to audiobooks. I still want to get email and so on. And you know, I've played around with other very minimal apps, but honestly, the whole move was to kind of get away from them. You can, for example, attempt to do like Google Maps and other mapping applications, but good luck actually trying to make it work. I mean, trying to actually navigate on this little tiny screen, right? If you wanted to go to some place here, I mean, it's very tedious. You'd have to flip into mouse mode using that cursor. You'd have to find the place, type it in, right, on that crazy little keypad, and then get directions and so on. Like it actually works, but yeah, it's let's choose a starting point. Okay. Yeah, and it's a lot easier having it mirrored here, but yeah, and I actually don't know if it works or not. I haven't really tried it. I've been trying to not rely on a bunch of mapping applications to get directions, but to actually learn where I'm going. So anyway, not a huge point of emphasis here, and it probably would be a much better experience looking at a paper map, to be honest. But anyway, that's the Kyocera, and I highly recommend it if you're looking for a flip phone, if you're joining the attention resistance and trying to move away from smartphones. It's a pretty sweet phone. Let me just show you a couple other things while I got it out here. So I also use a couple things. One is there's a quick button. So I don't often navigate to it using the settings, but if you come into wireless, you can activate a hotspot, right? And this works really well. You know, you connect with regular 4G speeds. Oh, also the whole phone is 4G. If you're buying a flip phone, 3G is no longer compatible with Verizon, so you have to have 4G. Wi-Fi mode is also somewhat useful. You can basically just connect to a Wi-Fi network if you're downloading something, or if you want faster speeds, or if you're trying to connect to like Vysor wirelessly or something. Oh, and then the weirdest thing, did not expect this, but the phone calls, there's some kind of like HD voice feature within the Snapdragon chipset or something that Verizon has enabled, or Intel or somebody, it provides a very rich, super nice voice, unexpectedly, like high quality. But I think it's only supported on other, like it only works if the other person also has like HD voice on their device. And I don't know which devices have it, but for sure when I talk to my daughter, who's also got a flip phone, it's highly similar to this, it's like they're right there. It's pretty amazing. Been dealing with terrible voice quality on smartphones and other phones for years, and it's kind of nice to see an improvement there. Okay, that is all I wanted to show. Have a great day. If you want more info, go to I'dRatherBeWriting.com. My name is Tom Johnson.